started with what is Toastmaster, how it got originated, and why is it still relevant for us? What does it mean for each one of us? Then we dwelt into like how a typical meeting functions. We also spoke about why Toastmaster, what has it given us. We spoke about networking, we spoke about public speaking, we spoke about leadership, we spoke about time management. We also spoke about how it helped us to become better mentors and benefit in our personal and professional life. Myself, Abhinav Deherwal. I am a Toastmaster from last 7 years. Started in Kuwait, and after that, when I moved to Abu Dhabi, I was part of a different district. And currently, I'm a member of JLT Dubai Toastmasters, District 127, Division F. Today, we have VP Education with us. We have President, we have VP PR, and we have Mr. Rami here. So I think the who's who of JLT Dubai Toastmaster, we could bring them all in this Toast podcast. So the biggest question comes to our mind is, what is Toastmaster? And we had this course of managerial communication. And coming from a non-English background, it was a struggle for me to articulate my thoughts and express myself clearly in English. And that's when my professor, he told me that why don't you join a Toastmaster? But like I never researched, and that was always like kept me.
You had no idea about it.
I have no idea about it, exactly. And then eventually when I moved to Kuwait, and my job was pretty structured, and I had no friends over there, so that was the first time. Like first month into Kuwait, I entered this book club, which we used to host underground, like a very a secret society, basement of a library, and then you had to go through that library, and there was a closed door, and then you knock it on, and then like there's a Toastmaster happening, and I sat there in the corner table, and I was like thinking, okay, something is happening. And then let's start with Toastmaster Kush, president of JLT Dubai Toastmaster, and he's so generous that he has hosted us in his office. He is an entrepreneur. He's born and brought up in Dubai, and has done well for himself, and this is his office, so let's get started.
Thank you so much, Abhinav. Yeah, let's understand what is Toastmasters. It's quite a mouthful to say to begin with, and when I spoke about it to one of my friends, they're like, "Oh, wonderful! You joined a cooking class." Well, jokes aside, Toastmasters is a place of positivity. You learn to be optimistic under all conditions, and I mean all conditions. You face a lot of challenges. You learn how to face the world, how to interface with people around you, how to navigate societies. It's a very complicated world we live in. We're in corporates. We're dealing with families. Our families are growing. Our corporates are growing. And all these changes is what we have to deal with. So Toastmasters is basically a place where you learn how to communicate clearly, and you learn how to inspire people through leadership.
Wow.
These two are one of the most important characteristics that one can have in today's day and age, where change is so prevalent as it's always been. And Toastmasters is a safe space where you can do a little bit of a shadow practice in how to deal with societies. You always face encouragement in Toastmasters, and the way it works is we work in clubs. There are about 280,000 members spread over almost 16,000 clubs throughout the world. Toastmasters started almost 100 years ago by Ralph B. Smedley in Santa Ana in California. And it was started in a YMCA to help young men develop, and it's grown and become popular, grown leaps and bounds, as I said, and it remains relevant. Let's ask Sujata what the relevance might be in today's modern age. Sujata?
Yeah. Thank you, Kosh, and thank you, Abhinav, for having me here in the podcast. I really feel I would like to share my thoughts on it as well. It's relevant in today's world. To answer your question, I feel that wherever you are, whatever language you feel, you are still scared, and you'll always remain scared to stand in front of an audience and speak on something which you either prepared or not prepared. You'll still be scared. We all are. We always will be, unless we get trained or we get mentored and we understand and learn the best possible tools which Toastmasters provide, and empower us to use those tools and help ourselves.
By the way, Toastmaster Sujata, she is a VP Education of JLT Dubai Toastmaster, but she's also a professor, and she has so public speaking is a profession, and she's been doing it for decades. And so
Yes.
I'm very intrigued, like Toastmaster Kush, when he said that this gives you a shadow practice session, and he's a leader in himself. He's managing a team, and he is also an entrepreneur, which means that he has to do it day in and day out. So both of you are successful in your career, and still you want to pursue, or you are into Toastmasters. So I'm little confused, like have you is there a value which is generated in Toastmaster for you as well, like, and is it only for people who are in that leadership position, or for the people who are still starting up their career? Like, so Rami, you would throw some different light, because Rami comes from a very different background, and like he's also one of a leader in his own space. And let's see, like, why Toastmaster for you, Rami?
Well, Toastmaster for me, I have the same story just like you are. I have my mentor recommended joining Toastmaster, because I have a discussion with him. I told him this is the career that I want to start.
Okay.
And in that career, basically you need to deal with people that you don't know. You need to do a lot of presentation. You need to be a closer. You need to be selling your ideas, getting your ideas to the other side of the table. And I came from an environment that public speaking was not part of it. I came from a very small family from Jordan, so and we have very little interaction, let's say, with other people, especially in my city where I came from.
So he told me to just go see Toastmaster, join it, and you will learn something there. So right at first I didn't listen to him. I said, this is gonna what they're gonna teach me? There's nothing to be learning. Just say what you have, prepare your notes, and just go and say it.
That we have been doing from the birth, like expressing ourselves was never a problem, but then when it comes to professional setting, we all have that cold
I'll
feet.
add to that. Yeah.
But doing a first, a second presentation, I have noticed that people are not following up, or my ideas is not getting to the other person.
So there, when I came and defined the JLT Toastmaster Club, I went there as a guest. I have no idea what to expect. And I still remember participating in the table topics, and I may be unable to say a word, and this is my first time in front of maybe 30, 40 people there, all staring at you, and all of a sudden you have a question you are not prepared for. At least in your work, you prepare some notes, what you expect the questions that you're going to be asked. So there I said, all right, I need to listen to my coach or that mentor and join. And on that same day, I joined Toastmaster.
Wow.
Because I noticed what my weaknesses are, and seeing also other Toastmasters, how they were handling these questions, how they're standing on the stage, and how they are receiving their feedback from the evaluation or the evaluators. I said this is the right, let's say, club to join to improve myself. And since then, I've been a Toastmaster for a year right now, and there is, let me say it, one of the best decisions I have made, in my career. That's for sure.
We have Rami from Jordan, we have a professor, we have an entrepreneur. Let's go to Toastmaster Acha. Acha, if you can introduce where you're from, and you are quite young here. So Toastmaster Acha has recently, almost a year back, he has joined JLT Dubai Toastmaster. He has been VPPR and coming up with excellent, amazing formats and content for us. So he's been a boon to our club. So Toastmaster Acha, if you could introduce yourself and tell what Toastmaster is for you.
Alright, thank you very much. Like you rightly said, I'm Toastmasters Acha, and I'm from JLT Dubai Toastmasters, part of JLT Dubai Toastmasters. And my Toastmasters journey began right back when I was in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, and I never knew about Toastmasters. So one day I was on Quora, on this application, Quora. I don't know if you know about it. And I was just reading some stuff, and I had some people saying if you want to become a better speaker, which that was my dream. I wanted to pass ideas across, and someone said you should join Toastmasters and you can build communication skills. So I went to the internet and I was searching what is Toastmasters, and I began to learn something about Toastmasters, and I realized that there were clubs right around me there where I was in Abu Dhabi. So, and back then it was 2020 and the pandemic just started. So, and I joined a club online actually. I joined a club in Abu Dhabi online actually, and I was there for quite some time. Then I moved to Dubai and the pandemic stopped and everything was on site. So I thought, if I want to build communication skills, I have to go on site. So I started researching again which club is around me. So I found JLT Dubai Toastmasters Club, and I visited the club for quite some time, like 2-3 meetings before I finally took the decision to join. And I joined Toastmasters, JLT Toastmasters, because I find it was a diverse club. Like I can communicate and interact with people from different parts around the world, and that's really what made me join JLT Dubai Toastmasters. And since then, it's been a year now, as you said rightly, and I really love it. Like I can really see the improvement. I can really see that I'm building some skills for myself and for the future. Yeah.
Perfect.
I connect to what Acha said, and he said everything perfectly the way it is. Online versus in person in Toastmasters. That's a huge decision we need to make. As we all know, that public speaking involves a lot of body language, a lot of things that we get evaluated and we learn from each other, which online is not a great kind of a platform to build. I feel Toastmasters should be in person, and I'm so glad to have you with us because I see the improvement that Acha has shown over the period of time that he had been with us. Tremendous. Well done.
So we have discussed like why Toastmasters. We have discussed like it's a global organization which started almost 99 years back, to be precise. We also thought like it's still relevant for us and relevant for individual. Like for me, it means something else. For Toastmaster Rami, it is something else. So our individual objective could be different, but Toastmaster has been solving and serving that purpose for me like almost 7 years now, and for you guys I think you started late, but you're still learning and coming back to Toastmasters. So but there is a mystery for people who are listening to us for the first time, that we have spoken at Toastmasters for public speaking, for leadership, for having that diverse experience. Let's give them a proper hand download, like how a typical meeting works. What if you're entering a Toastmaster meeting for the first time, what does it entail?
Toastmasters, as mentioned, we meet about twice a month. In GLT, we meet in Cluster P in our Mother Tower. So during the meeting, one of the members is designated as the Toastmaster of the day, who is essentially the master of ceremonies, who does the comparing between the different speakers. We have about 4 to 5 speakers who pre-book their speaking slots for the prepared speeches, which is the first section of the meeting, your prepared speeches. Other than that, there are 2 more sections in a typical meeting. You have the table topic session, followed by the evaluation session. If you talk about the table topic session, this is all about impromptu speaking, extempore. When you are given a topic on the spot, asked to speak for 1 to 2 minutes, anything that comes to mind, you can speak on topic, against topic, but the point is just to engage the audience. And this is one of the most interesting aspects of public speaking, especially for guests who come in first time and realize the idea of spontaneously talking in front and spontaneously bringing out ideas from the head. It helps you speak on your toes and basically helps you connect immediately without any pre-thought or pre-planning. As for the first section, prepared speeches, this is what the speakers prepare for a week based on projects that they're allocated, which we'll come to later. And then they write their speech, rewrite, and then they are mentored under a designated mentor from the club or a senior member. Coming to the third section, the evaluation, each of the prepared speeches are evaluated by a designated member who looks at the speech objective and other aspects of the speech, the way it's delivered, the content, the way the body language, vocal variety, expressiveness of the speech, and the way the speaker in general connects with the audience. All these things are observed and all the observations are communicated back to the speaker and also with the audience. To round up the meeting, the Toastmaster of the day in the end announces the president to hand over the awards, and a few of the role players, we have an accounter, a grammarian, and a word master. These role players announce the summary of their roles during the session. Any of you want to talk about
Yeah, I would like to add, one aspect is interface with the audience. That's a big part of Toastmasters. The other is, while you are not facing the audience, but you're doing a lot of legwork in getting or ensuring that the meeting happens and is conducted smoothly. So the agenda, preparation of an agenda is a huge skill which I've learned in last 1 year, how important it is to time everyone and the timer's role. We all love to speak and we don't care what time we take, we keep on talking.
Yes,
but to speak sense and matter within a fixed time of 5 to 7 minutes is a huge task. And it's a great skill to learn. I think in Toastmasters we learn it every speech, every time we come in front of the audience.
You have to distill all your ideas.
Yeah, exactly. So how structured you have to think and then speak.
I think I'll add, like before we were started the recording, we were saying that Toastmasters is actual like a corporate.
Yes.
Everything works is very structured. Everyone has their role. There is a job description. And the meeting, what we described in length, is just tip of the iceberg. Lot of thing happens between the meeting, behind the meeting. So if I have to, if you want to tell like a customer, like a Toastmaster journey, like it's so what he described is a very technical way of like how the meeting proceeds.
Okay.
But as a Toastmaster, so for example, if I'm a new Toastmaster, I got enrolled.
Okay.
So start from there. Like what happens to you?
First of all, you need to go there to start with first step, just to go and attend.
And you can attend any
Any Toastmaster, you just need to go to toastmaster.org and you need to locate a close club to your area.
Okay.
That's, say, the first step. Then you need to go and see what is the Toastmaster all about. You need to attend 1 or 2 meetings to get an idea what is Toastmaster, how the meeting is conducted.
Okay.
So, let's say you like the structure, you like the members there, you feel that this is the environment that you can grow and learn there. So you become, and you could get in touch with, let's say, the president of that club, tell him I would like to join. There is a small fees that need to be paid. It depends on the country that you are in. But it's just like small fees, it's not that expensive, let's say.
But again, as a guest, you can walk on to any Toastmaster free of cost.
Free of cost, there is no charge. But once you want to take the first step, there is a membership fees.
Okay.
You need to talk with the president club to ask him about the fees and everything else. So
once you start and enroll, say, into Toastmaster, you will be assigned a mentor.
Oh.
So, for example, if you're just starting off, you will have a mentor who have minimum, let's say, 1 or 2 years experience ahead of you. So he will be guiding you through the process of how to start your first speech. He will help you, let's say, preparing your very first speech, which is called the icebreaker.
Okay.
And that is the first step in the preparing or starting your process or journey in Toastmaster, where it's called the icebreaker speech or icebreaker project, where you let the other club members who you are, what's your background, why did you join Toastmaster, and what is your objective that you want to learn and achieve in Toastmaster. And this is very like introduction speech, so people know who you are. Then you can, there is also, with the help of your mentor, there is different pathways in the Toastmaster happening behind the scene. It's not just like giving speeches in front of others. There is some materials on the website you need to go through. You need to choose what pathway you want to be interested, or something you want to improve.
So what I understand is, there is like, once you enroll into the program, you have been given a particular course. So pathway is like a curriculum.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So what is your pathway's name and what does it mean for you?
Well, it's my pathway basically, because there is a questionnaire when you start you log in. There is a questionnaire to help you, say, find the best pathway for you. So in my case, it was persuasive communication. Okay. Where it's happened to able to negotiate, let's say, when you, let's say, doing inside the meeting and you hit, let's say, stuck, let's say, in a situation that you need to work your way out with the other members. So I think that was what I need to improve, and that's why I choose that path.
So not only public speaking, but based on what you fed into the system, the algorithm will suggest a pathway. So for in your case, I think you are coming from a sales background and you have to do that negotiation and persuasion.
Negotiation, art of closing, you need to convince others, and then also understand the mentality of the background, say, of the man or woman who are talking.
Interesting.
Yes.
And okay, so it's not only about public speaking, but also it's a proper structured curriculum. Yes. And how long does it take for one to complete on an average, like the entire curriculum?
There is more than one level, let's say, in every pathway. But the first one and first level, second level, there is 5 projects that you need to do.
Okay.
So in the first level, just like you said, the icebreaker, where introduction to the club that you are in, and there is the second project where you need to be aware of your body language in front of others.
Okay.
So there is a whole project and notes on the website to tell you how to present yourself to the club and be aware of your body language. And there is also another level called you need to be evaluating another member. Even if you're just starting your Toastmaster career or process or journey, there's also need to be an evaluator. So you pay attention to the, let's say, the man or who's speaking in front of you. You need to be aware of his vocal variety, his body language, and did he deliver his message. Another project is, or another project within the same level is vocal variety, where the objective of that project is to be using vocal varieties in your speech.
Okay. I think we have a subject matter expert here, VP Education.
No, I support. I actually agree with what he said. And just to add to what Rami said, in all projects and all pathways, we learn how to write a structured speech. Speech crafting is the basic skill that everybody learns, irrespective of what work you're doing. And then on top of that, what Rami said, all are correct. We learn vocal variety, body language, the ancillary communication skills. And also in Toastmasters, as you all agreed, that it's behind the scene, we learn leadership skills.
Yes. So we understood how a typical meeting works. We understood what a person has to go through. So we understand that there is an online platform wherein you enroll. You would be given a lot of. So there are like 5 levels, and there are 11 pathways. So persuasive influencing is one of the pathway. Presentation mastery, for example, was a pathway. I did 2 pathways. So first one was dynamic leadership. Because again, like you connected with the persuasion. I was a project manager, so that involves a lot of change management, conflict resolution, and how do you take a buy-in of a lot of different cross-functional team. So the algorithm suggested that I should pursue that pathway. I did that, and it was exact simulation of what happens in the professional life. So just to give you an example, there is level 4 mandatory project wherein we have to come up with a conflict. Like you have to go deep into why the conflict arises, who are the stakeholders, how do we navigate it, what all tools could you use, and what happened. And when you actually apply that to your professional life, what happened and what was the result and what was the learning. So this was the entire project, almost like a 1 month or a 2 month project, and you come back with the learning. So it's not just like a simulation, but some projects will ask you to implement or to apply it in your professional life and come back with what happened to you. I think level 2 is very, very important. So while Rami said like level 1 involves icebreaker, making yourself comfortable in front of the audience, speech craft, like constructing a well-crafted speech, the body, the intro and the conclusion. Then we have research and presentation. So, and we also start learning about how do we evaluate. I think that is one aspect of Toastmaster which is not talked about a lot, because everyone thinks it's about public speaking and leadership, but it's also about giving feedback.
Oh yes.
It's also about mentorship. It's also about
Listening skills.
Listening skills.
Exactly.
It's also about event management, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have to add to this, going just a little bit above and beyond what we're discussing about public speaking, persuasion, all these are very relevant, and what Toastmasters has helped me the most is, if you heard the word what you talk and what you do, this is what Toastmasters helps you connect between. It helps you make bigger commitments and actually meet those commitments, because in Toastmasters you're surrounded with so many people, you're committing to different people, and you're pretty much, you have to meet those commitments, and it's a place where you can practice making bigger commitments. It's a safe space. If you fail, you have the next opportunity. This is what leadership and communication is pretty much all about, whether it's at the highest level, if you're in politics, leading the world, in government, in a corporate, or even in a startup. You're facing the general community, you're facing customers, you're facing your voters, and what rhetorics you put out there, you have to match that. What manifestos you're putting out there. Toastmasters is a place where you need to really come out with your A game. It's a safe space, of course, but it's a place where you're constantly developing, you're constantly learning to become your best version of yourself, to bring out your potential. That's what really got me into Toastmasters. I felt I had a lot of potential, but it's been not coming out. I tried a few things on my own, and I thought I needed to help myself and help others. It helps you see the world differently. It helps you what it is to serve the community as a volunteer. The value of volunteering is what I realized through Toastmasters. What it does, it creates that extra bandwidth inside you to contribute more than you can give, and of course, as I said, make bigger commitments. If anyone else has anything else, Acha, what do you think?
Actually, I'd like to ask you a very specific question. So, because you are new in Toastmaster and you have not reached the level 4, level 5, but in a meeting, when you attend a meeting, what are you most excited about? Or for the meeting, what is your most favorite role? Like, what do you want to play, and why do you keep coming back to Toastmasters?
Alright, thank you very much. Alright, for a Toastmasters meeting, the part I really enjoy is the table topic session. Because I listen to everyone, and imagine you're given a topic to say anything about it. So you have to think on your feet, and that really kind of tell us that this is really who you are. It's kind of like bring out your communication style, if I could say that.
Yes.
So that is the part of the meeting which I really enjoy. And what makes me to come back is the diversity, like I would say again. Like each meeting I attend, I kind of like see some strange faces, and I kind of like see everyone around. I ask this one, he's from this part of the world, and I'm like, wow, this is like, it's an entire world in one small room.
It's like mini Dubai. Everyone is here.
It's a very diverse place.
Very diverse, yeah.
And is it unique to JLT Dubai Toastmasters, or I think more experience you guys can tell this about?
I think it's very unique to JLT. I must say that I've visited other clubs, not very many, but my neighborhood clubs, and I'm very proud to say that ours is a very diverse club.
And if I have to tell them, like, what is the demographic, like a typical Toastmasters club, who is it? So is there a particular age you can enter, profession, or who have to, so we talked about it will help you in public speaking, in your leadership, in your professional life as well. But if you have to summarize, like, what kind of people come to JLT Dubai Toastmasters?
Toastmaster is open to all. I feel everybody can and will benefit from it. Even we all love to talk, but sometimes we don't talk in a structured manner.
Okay.
And I have learned how to speak in a structured manner because my thought process is also working behind, and that's such a strong social skill.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be only corporate skill. It's a huge social skill. So I feel anybody, housewives or even young college graduates, but Toastmasters is meant for 18 plus.
Okay.
Yes.
Under 18 we have Gables Club for children, and teenagers. But Toastmasters also 18 plus, anybody can join Toastmasters and everyone will benefit because we start to think in a structured way, speak accordingly, and speak sense. Content is much richer, and best part is what I love about Toastmasters is storytelling.
Oh yeah.
Every evening, every twice a month, I hear stories of so many people, and that's so enriching.
From around the world.
Yes,
Too.
because our club is so diverse. That's what I love, and that brings me to Toastmasters. And I would like to add here, which all of you know because you're very regular, that is my motivational place. If I don't attend Toastmasters, yet I'm a member, there's no one else telling me outside, yeah, let's go and listen to a good story. And you lose touch and you stop coming. I would strongly recommend that that's your motivational space. Do attend the meeting. If you don't attend the meeting, there's nothing anywhere else that's telling you about Toastmasters.
I think very important two thoughts I'll pick from what you said. One is like structured thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so last 2 meetings back, I had a presentation on investment, and I do take classes on investments. And then when we are very elaborate, like we start with one stock and then we can talk about it endlessly. But when you come to Toastmaster, you are given 5 to 7 minutes.
Yes.
And how do you make justice? Because it's like you can write a book. You and all of us love to talk.
Yes.
And then we can go on and on and on. But how do we how do you make sense in that 5 to 7 minutes?
Yes.
That you have a summary, you have an intro, and you have example, and you still make sense and you express a bit. It's the most important and difficult task.
Absolutely.
I would say.
Yes.
I agree.
Right? That's one thing. The second thing is you talk about diversity and storytelling. So a typical Toastmaster club ranges from 20 members to because we are fortunate to have 45 members. And every meeting of JLT Dubai, we have like 10-15 guests who are walking in.
Yes.
We are very vocal in our meetups, in Quora, in YouTube, in Instagram, and because Toastmaster Acha and his whole entire team is doing so fantastic, we get all these walk-ins. And this storytelling not just happens for the member, like we discussed, table topics. Everyone walks in with a different story. And that's when I get mesmerized, like, oh my god, like he just walked in and he spoke about. So
Yes.
I could give you a few example, like one US lady, she walks in and she talks about how she perceives Dubai. She's new to this. We had this this Toastmaster from Nigeria. He calls himself a Nigerian prince, and he brought in so much of like
Yes.
you can be anything. This is a couple of sentences
Yes.
are very constructive, and you could just throw that drama and see what sticks in, and it's so amazing. Also, I wanted to give one more perspective about Toastmasters. See, because the reason why I keep coming back is like when I started in Kuwait, I was in my career low, kind of like I was in a new country. I was not very familiar with the culture, and I was cocooned to a place, and I was not liking it because I come from a very gregarious environment, and I was very extrovert over there. That bunch of people I used to see them twice a month. That became my family, and everyone in Toastmaster, they are very driven, self-motivated, a very positive vibe.
Yes.
Everyone who
Agreed.
comes and attends Toastmaster, whatever they are going through in their personal life, they have like that silver lining, I would say, right? And it sticks to you when you attend the 2 hours. It's kind of a meditation. It's kind of, like that lingers onto you. At least for 2-3 days, you will feel positive. You will feel, and then so I wanted to ask, like, what is it that gets discussed in the Toastmaster meeting? Because we said that there are speeches, there are this theme, there is this table topics, evaluation. So for a stranger, what is a theme, or is there a theme, and what could one expect? Like, what happens in that 2 hours, 2.5 hours? What happens there? So we are focusing on what kind of topics get discussed. Like, is it something to do with entertainment, or it's all HR stuff, or it's like time management, or what could you expect? Like,
it's combination of more than one thing. Number one, it's because every meeting have an agenda and we need to stick to that agenda.
Okay.
So it's very well structured meeting. Everyone is when he go on the stage and starts speaking, there is a timer, just giving him, make sure that he stays within that time frame that he need to speak. And number two, if I get it correctly, so if a guest, let's say, is walking into a Toastmaster club meeting, there is more than one thing that he could benefit. Even if he's not a member, he could watch others, learn, let's say, from others, listening just to other people's stories, how they structure it, how they connected with the audience. And that itself could be beneficial, let's say, for him, even just as a guest, as a listener. That's number one. And he got the chance to see the speaker and get his see the evaluation of that speaker.
Okay.
That's number one. And number two, it's also a networking event. So it's also good to be with the like-minded individuals who want to let's say, improve, let's say, themselves. Just we said that we are so many different cultures in one club. So interacting with these different members within 10 to 15 minutes could help you making new friends, especially if you are in a new country, and getting new ideas, let's say. That's what I think should be
I would like to add, he's absolutely spot on, correct. I would like to add that there's no fixed theme or anything.
Okay.
The TMOD, as Kush mentioned, he or she is the master of the ceremony.
Okay.
The choice of that day's meeting style would be his or hers.
Okay.
So to connect to that, I would say we've had topics on holidays, vacations, time management matrix, to funny side up, to investment. You've taken one. So you see the diverse variety of topics that people take up. It's the TMOD's role to pick a topic.
Okay.
And nobody dictates it.
Okay.
And we all have fun in the process, and or the meeting is woven around that topic.
Correct. No, I like that format because I remember once we had this minimalism. And it was very new for me.
Right.
And then the TMOD started, and then she was like, she gave a practical example. So either you could read up 2 or 3 books, or you could listen to a podcast, or you could come to a meeting and you would get the abstract of what it is.
Yes, absolutely, well said.
We did one on biases, we did one on leadership skills, we did one on assertiveness. So those are the kind of topics, and then that 2 hours you are involved. Your word master, your grammarian, your table topics master.
Talking about the content, Toastmasters is a place that really brings out the you can say the very best of content from around the world, from people. So I remember some of the stories that stick with you. One of our recent members spoke about a story about pirates hijacking a ship. The guy works in shipment, so he had a first-hand experience with talking to the ship officers and the way the whole proceedings took place in the pirates taking over the ship off the coast of Somalia. Another instance, Toastmasters spoke about bringing up her son, and as her son is now 18 years old, as he was born, and as the motherhood process took place. Another Toastmasters talk about her senior mother, who was terminally ill, and how she spent the last few days with her mom, and what that experience was like, dealing with professionally, personally, balancing the whole world out there while your world is changing in a sense. So these kind of stories actually stick with you, and they make you see the world for what it could be or it is, and how you can navigate these different changes. I don't know, like there's people coming from, we're lucky to be in Dubai, first of all, people coming from 3-4 continents around the world, and that multiplied by different ages, different family backgrounds, what people might be. This is where Toastmasters mixes all of them, forms a beautiful culmination of stories and content. I love that. That's one of my best reasons to be there.
Yeah, just to add to what you guys have said, in Toastmasters we have, like, you can choose from a variety of themes, like any topic you can choose. But I think there are 3 topics that we need to keep aside. I think politics, religion, and sex.
Yes.
So aside of these topics, you can choose any topic of your choice. You can talk about leadership. If you want to build leadership skills, you can talk about investment if you're in investment as well. Like you can choose any topic of your choice and keep this topic aside, just to add to what you guys said.
I also want to emphasize or maybe discuss a bit more on what Rami said, networking in Toastmasters. So I know our club have 4 couples. 4 couples who are member of Toastmasters. So, and I've seen last 7 years, a lot of people actually they end up marrying the Toastmaster, a fellow Toastmaster. So, that's a fact, guys. That's a fact. I've seen a lot of people.
I started a business and I got married during Toastmasters.
Oh, fantastic!
So we have someone here. So besides being a personal relationship, of course, that's a bonus. But what other kinds of networking avenues does Toastmaster present? If someone would want to elaborate on that.
I would say we have throughout the year, Toastmasters fraternity, our district directors and division leaders, they all organize great platforms where you hear other successful Toastmasters share their stories. We have TED Talk speakers, last conclave, who shared a little bit about their experience on various subjects. It's not related to Toastmasters only, on absolute diverse subjects, to an audience hall full of Toastmasters who are either new or experienced. And awards, you are actually awarded, and your contribution across different levels is rewarded by the organization, and they acknowledge that you have helped the community, this fraternity, to grow.
So one of my friends, she was a professor in South Africa. So she was born and brought up in South Africa. She was a professor, and once she get back married and she came back to Kuwait, and of course she couldn't continue her lectureship, and that was always that dormancy, and she was not really happy with the profession she was into. And then I asked her let's come join me in Toastmasters, and then she started, and then she became so good because that was something which is hidden in her, holding her back, and all that energy brought here. So we started a CSR initiative in there, and then we did some community building and she became so enthusiastic, and that became her second life. And she rose to a district and division level. So in JLT Dubai Toastmasters, we have a lot of real estate agents. We have people who are into finances. We have people who just came to Dubai because they were married, or they want to start up, or they just got graduated in Dubai, and now they're seeking opportunities, help. And then so this is the platform. It will help you meet with a lot of positive people from diverse background, diverse experiences. If not, they'll give you a job offer, or you can always go them for mentoring. So personally, because there's Ashish, Toastmaster Ashish, he moved to New Zealand, but he became my personal mentor because I kind of connected with him. I had some flaws which he worked on, and he had mastered it. Beyond getting a job opening or an offer or a referral, there are a lot of nuances. You connect to leaders, you connect to, I would not say an expert, because maybe Kush and I are the same age, we have the same kind of experience, but I would have done something in my last project which I could share with Kush. So that is what I think one can leverage Toastmaster, create connection. A lot of people graduate from Toastmaster and become their own freelancer, a consultant, advisor.
I think for me, one of the best things that we learn here in Toastmaster is having a mentor. I think this is one of the best and most important aspects of Toastmaster. How many times where you just start, your first day in college, or your first day at a new job, and you sit there, you know what to do, you know what is the environment that you are getting into. So you're just looking for some help from others to tell you what to do and how to get the day going.
Correct.
So I think Toastmaster from day one, they assign you an experienced mentor to guide you through all, let's say, these different levels and different projects, and make sure that you are on the right track, improving and achieving, let's say, your objective and goals. And that also you could take, let's say, what you have learned in Toastmaster and apply it in even personal life, even with your spouse, your family, your friends, where you can guide them. Or, for example, in this case, Toastmaster coach, he's leading the team, so he's also mentoring his team who's working with him on a daily basis. So I think that is very important. Mentoring is huge benefits both in Toastmaster and outside of the Toastmaster life.
I also want to add to it, like initial years I was looking and seeking for mentorship, but then when I kind of like got to a level, now I'm more excited about mentoring others. I'm more excited about learning from the peers. You'll not get that opportunity elsewhere because you'll not have so many people reporting to you, unless you are like Kush, who has his own business. But in real life, not many people will report to you, right? But here in Toastmaster, you'll get to work with people who are genuinely interested in what you have to share, and you'll learn in return.
It's one of the few places that really appreciates the idea of mentoring rather than other organizations or any other setup. Because mentoring, from what I realized recently, it's pretty much having a second brain helping you out think in certain situations and scenarios, because you might have your own biases, experiences based on which you make your decisions, but mentoring offers you an outside perspective, a more experienced perspective, to give you probably a better or a more relevant way to judge a scenario. So it improves your judgment and teaches you how to become better in judging situations, because judgment is one of the biggest and most important things one can pick up. Judgment helps you improve how you prioritize your to-do lists, and once that's set, you're basically using leverage to do better, to do more, to produce more, and to serve more. Basically, that's what I can say about mentoring.
What we said is like we have 45 members, right? And a typical meeting, just because this meeting is so structured and there is a template involved, more than 25 people are involved in the meeting directly. They have a role to play. Every meeting. That's such a good thing. And then it's, like I said, tip of the iceberg. Before the meeting, lot of coordination, lot of coaching, lot of preparation, lot of research goes into it. Each of that 25 members work on it, and that meeting is just like whatever you have worked, presentation. So there's the learning. There's like every meeting gives you that 25 people opportunity to become better version of themselves, right? So that's amazing. I think that's something which is not spoken so often. But when I realized like debating in Toastmaster is so structured and it's another level.
There is
a science behind it. Exactly, that's the word. There is a science behind it. And when you have done debating the way Toastmasters does, then you'll never go back to shouting at each other.
Exactly. That's the point. Yes. You learn to be calm and yet convey your message.
Yes.
The Toastmasters teaches you all that.
And you get that high, you get that goosebump when you have said something which is wise and something which is non-reputable. I don't know whether that's a word like this, non-refutable, I guess. When then you're like, okay, I've done my part. And
debates, you basically exchange ideas. Debates, it's where you hear the other side, the two and the for and against, basically. And when you can actually hear both ideas and then make a decision, that's when you're actually making the decision in the best process. So debating is probably one of the most important places to learn persuasion, to learn how to really put your point across, communicate, and also listen. So it's both things happening simultaneously in a beautiful unison way and a structured way.
Of course, every club there's just like we said, we meet twice a month. So that's where we give opportunity for individuals to prepare their speech. But there is a second part of Toastmaster, which is contest. You know, for every club. Just like I said, the debate contest is coming up this month and next month. So the idea of it is, within the same club, we're going to have different teams debating each other with a set of judges, and they will be judging, let's say, these teams, and out of this winning team will be competing. Let's say the team number A at JLT. Let's say he have done the best in the debates, he will be chosen to go and have another debate with another club within the same area or within the same district, and all of that will from area to division to the international level.
Okay.
Also, I need to mention it that it's not necessary to do it. 90% of who join Toastmaster just will be interested on the club level, so it's not something mandatory to do and to participate in the international level. But that some people would like to have that experience and competing with other clubs and other divisions and on an international level. Also, we have prepare speeches contest also where individuals who want to go to the next level and compete, let's say, with different members and on the level, area level or district level or also international level. So I think that also a good part of Toastmaster for whom want to be have this competition inside of them and they want to compete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're saying that there is a contest every year which happens, and then you start with a basic within the club you have a contest, and then you graduate into
with other clubs on the division, area level, and international level. Yes.
So I think the structure is we have clubs which are the basic unit of operation. So we are part of JLT Dubai clubs. 4 or 5 clubs together becomes an area. So in an area typically there would be 4 or 5 clubs like JLT Dubai Toastmasters.
Yes.
Then 4 or 5 area becomes a division. And then few division together becomes a district.
Correct.
And Dubai we are in part of district and
127.
127. Correct. So and then the contest is like bottoms up. So I think, and then the one who becomes a world champion. So the final happens in US or somewhere like a world.
It depends on what the committee will decide.
Okay.
The committee will decide.
One particular quality which we have not spoken about. We spoke about leadership. We spoke about public speaking. We spoke about networking. We spoke about all the other things, planning and all goes on.
Yes.
But what about organizing? What about people who are in the back? So we have 3 ExCom members. I was a member myself of ExCom committee. So let's discuss about how you grew in your organizing skill. What scale do you operate in when you talk about handling a contest or organizing a district level event? So what goes behind the scene like?
Each meeting we basically decide on who's going to be, as I said, the Toastmaster of the day. The whole ExCom team works in unison. We have Acha, as mentioned, our Vice President, PR, Public Relations, sets up all our communication material, our flyers, our videos, to put on all the social medias based on what we decided, the theme of the meeting, the Toastmaster of the day. And then we have the VP Education Toastmaster Sujata, who talks to all the club members who want to take the roles and also has the speech slots booked well in advance based on our club calendar. All this comes together. We also have a few roles as mentioned, the grammarian, the table topic master, the evaluators. All these are set in place by VP Education. These decisions are reviewed by some of the senior veteran members, and then our treasurer talks to the venue and books the meeting room at the venue. Currently it's Armada Hotel for us. All these things are set in place to make sure the venue is spick and span, the speakers are ready and well mentored, the role players, especially new members, know what they are doing in their role. So all these things go around in the background to ensure that the whole meeting and event goes off with a bang. We have a lot of guests that come in. We currently have 10 to 15 guests every time that come in, that see the flyers put out by our public relations and are wondering what to do, how do we join, what's Toastmasters all about. So VP membership is working throughout the week, talking to new guests and also enrolling new members along with our VP Education to make sure that everyone is well settled in or is well enrolled in and knows where to reach out, how to work out the financials and how to register themselves on the Toastmaster portal, how to start off with their pathways. All these things happen in the background between every meeting and are discussed during the meeting as well to clear off any clarifications.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's like a corporate. Like we
Yes.
have
A lot of
marketing, we have
Yeah.
sales, we have finance, we have operations, we have
Yeah.
product
Yes,
head.
exactly.
Amazing.
And to one thing I must appreciate, and I'm very proud to announce also, that we have a very good system of shadowing.
Mm-hmm.
See, I shadowed my predecessor.
Okay.
Somebody is shadowing Acha.
What do you mean
Rami is
shadowing?
shadowing means, see, I'm doing
Someone's
one
taking over,
leadership
yeah.
leadership's role, right?
Okay.
But I have my team member Rami, who is going through the process of shadowing and learning on the way.
Okay.
So he is also getting the taste of what lies ahead or how that department is run.
Okay, so it's
And-
not just one position,
No.
it's a team who is handling
Yes.
the product,
And
handling the marketing.
that's I'm so proud of in this
Wow.
particular our club at least, because shadowing is a great way to kind of graduate into that position.
So what I understand, it's around a year and that like you
Yeah.
have to be completely
It's a
involved.
teamwork, yeah.
It's a
It's a
teamwork.
teamwork, absolutely a teamwork.
It's
Because-
very serious, like
Yeah.
it's not as like you just go there and talk.
Yeah, and the last thing which
Works
I
like
missed,
clockwork,
yeah,
cogwheels, yes.
which I missed last time, telling it's a voluntary service.
Yeah,
Look at the
exactly.
power of voluntary service when it is done as a team.
Wow.
I mean, this is mind-boggling that we can perform. Even
can.
volunteering is nothing about money anywhere.
Exactly.
We are all doing our little bit
Yeah.
and running this big show and getting benefited, enjoying the process.
Just to give an example, last week we published this newsletter.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So it's all voluntary,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
coming up with this bit of newsletter every quarter, and it had content from everyone
Yes.
and so nicely put on. It kind of like, and like you said, it's voluntary. No one is getting paid for it, but the efforts, the time involved, it's
Yeah.
only the
That's
passion.
power.
And it's
Yeah.
no small feat. I mean, Acha,
Yeah, Acha did a
it's
brilliant
a
job.
one-man army, I keep telling. It's 25, 26 pages. And
Yes.
the thing about volunteering is it's so counterintuitive in this world, day and age. People expect compensation for any work put in, especially in the professional world. But here, when I started, when I was where Acha was last year doing the public relations, I was working under the previous president, and there was recurring work, and I used to wonder, I've got a job. Why have I taken up an additional job? I'm pretty much working around the
Yes.
clock. Like
Yeah.
I'm in office
Yeah.
12.
And I can tell you, it's not easy. Like we have to take care of the branding, we have to take care of the
Yes.
color, the font, everything has to be spot on.
Yes.
It's not allowed. Like
So
you can't.
this is counterintuitive. It really opens up your brain to your hidden potential, your hidden capacities, and it really creates that extra bit of person you can be, you can become. So volunteering is one thing that creates magic. It's counterintuitive, but the world works in counterintuitive. You have to always think backwards to what your instincts might usually make you to think. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, like when you do this organizing or planning, or you're part of a XCOM and then you're working under a structure which is global, as in
Correct.
whatever we discuss is not only applies to our Toastmaster Club, but it's around all
Yes.
this 15,000 or 15.8 thousand clubs you mentioned. So when you work, it's kind of a magnet model. Franchise is there, but everyone works on the same rigor, the same template, the same branding, the same,
Yeah.
and then that helps you, like gives you a people who are not working in multinational. This tells you this is exactly like working in a multinational how organization, and it helps.
Yes.
And then so this what we spoke about is just club. Then once you become so like Toastmaster Kush is the president of a club. Then there is a area president
Right.
who is in charge for entire 4 or 5 clubs.
Area
There's a
director,
division,
yes.
and fortunately our area, our division, our district always go have the leadership from JLT Dubai Toastmasters.
Oh, how
So-
wonderful.
Yeah, so a lot of like the present area
Director.
Karima, she was a president in last year.
Yeah, agreed.
So once you have you're comfortable with this level of leadership, you graduate to area.
To the next level. Yeah.
We have 250 clubs in Dubai. So imagine you are a leader for 250 clubs, each club having 40 members. Imagine the kind of influence or the leverage you have.
Yes.
It's a big responsibility, but
is.
like one step at a time, and I think nowhere else you would be able to graduate and create that value, unlike Toastmaster.
Definitely no other voluntary organization.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's why probably standardization has helped Toastmasters to survive 100 years. because it is standardized.
It's standardized,
Yes.
and it's still adding value to new and new members.
Yes.
If the listener or the audience is watching our podcast, how to get started or how to start the journey for a new Toastmaster?
Well, for new Toastmasters, the place to go is toastmasters.org. That's where you're guided through quite comprehensively based on your location, based on your preferences, whether you want to do it online, hybrid, or on-site.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you can reach out to clubs that are functional, operating, and the best clubs in the whole locality. Based on that, you can find the contact details, and many of the clubs are available on social media, on Google Maps as well. It's quite often that I can get a phone call. People have found us on Google Maps and have reached out, and we directly connect them to our membership team and guide them as guests to our next meeting. So Toastmasters is quite out there. We're about, as I said, 16,000 clubs worldwide, 240, 250 in UAE itself, and we're operating regularly every month, twice a month. So I would encourage all the viewers, listeners to join as soon as possible.
Awesome. So, any last parting comments from each one of you?
Yeah, I think if the audience, let's say, anything of what we have discussed resonate, let's say, with you, I will encourage you, just like the President Coach said, to find the nearest club to you, go there as a guest. Every journey starts with a step, and your first step could be just attending the first annual Toastmaster Club meeting, and every speech or every project in Toastmaster is a story, is waiting to be told.
I would say,
Yeah.
as a kind of a goodbye note, that it is a platform where nobody judges you. It's the
Yes.
safest platform to practice those public speaking skills which everyone is afraid
Mm-hmm.
of being judged.
Exactly.
And this is a platform where nobody judges you negatively. You only get support and feedback which are positive and scope of improvement, which helps you to do better and better.
To conclude, I would say that Toastmasters is a place where you spend time, and it's probably the best way you could spend your time. We all have limited time. Money can be earned, anything comes and goes, but time is limited, and we're all getting older, aging, and the way you spend time in Toastmasters, it really compounds and really helps you grow professionally, personally, whether you're growing your family, you're growing your business. It's really a place that helps you connect with the wider community, spread your wings out, and once you've done that, the world will be your oyster.
Alright.
Yeah.
For me to conclude, I would say Toastmasters is kind of like behind the skin platform, where you just come, let's say you want to make a presentation maybe in your company or somewhere. You can come to Toastmasters, you learn the skills, and then you go back to your company and you do it perfectly. So Toastmasters, it's a place to really grow, not only your communication skills, but in your career also.
We are good to go, and this is for a long run. We are excited. We've done this. Let's
Yes.
clap for ourselves.
Yes.
Like I think we have